Hey everybody, welcome back. So I just wanted to show off what I've done. Now it's like, oh, why are you using the high wind? Well, if you could see the weird polka dotted one in the back, I've basically equipped what is known as a transform gummy. If I press L1, it shifts from one to the other, which I really like. I also found out that I do have the Osmos gummies, which are the ones that are the upgrade of the Drain. The Osmos gummies target every single basically everything on screen for the same amount of basically instead of yeah. That just murdered me. Oh well. But yeah, for like a single like flick of the stick, it drains everything in, so you mostly want to wait until there's a there are power gummies on screen, so you can recover some of the energy that you lost from using it. Oh, I got one of the red ones, but not any of the white ones. It's mildly infuriating. So yeah, let's check this out now. So this is the end of the world, the last level of the game. It's fairly different than most of the rest of the world, but you can basically tell what this world is.
Gorge, is that all that's left of the worlds taken by the Heartless?
Those worlds will be restored if we beat Ansem, right?
You betcha!
But if we do beat him, and all these worlds become restored and disconnected, what's gonna happen to this place? And to us?
Yeah?
This is a Heartless world, so maybe it'll just disappear.
Huh?
But no worries. Even if this place goes poof, our hearts ain't going nowhere. I'm sure we'll find our pals again. Yep, I just know that we will. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I'll return this. I promise.
Oh, speaking of which, I should probably put Oathkeeper back on. So as you can tell, this place has no ground because it's all invisible. Basically, you want to move towards the boxes. And so these enemies with the swords are called Invisibles. And these are said to be one of the most annoying enemies in the game. I say said because they actually aren't. There are a lot worse enemies in the game. But it's mostly because of that little moment where you're but it's mostly for that tiny little moment where he's has his sword in the ground and if you're not rolling, he could hit you during that time. Mythical shard. So yeah, as you can see, there's these little platforms that these items are on, and they're pointing to another box. And that's essentially the direction you want to go in. Got him. A pretty stone. It's fairly useless. This box is just floating. Mega potion. Okay. Hey, it's a blue hot rod version of the behemoth. Which I think is basically just the boss, but with new attacks. Oh, thanks, Donald. It's not often that I could thank Donald for casting a spell on me. Got it. There we go. So these are angels, I believe. They're kind of annoying. They cast spells. Then again, this is the final world, and if the final world didn't have annoying enemies, it wouldn't feel like a Japanese RPG. Yeah, there's not much going on in this area besides going to chests, opening them, and doing this, at least for the beginning part. A gale! Oh, thank you. Gales are things you need the farm to get the ultimate item for Sora. You have to get a few of them. I'm actually really excited about getting that Gale. Because it means I don't have to grind for it as much. Oh. Didn't even notice that he, dropped down. Probably shouldn't have activated that when there was only one enemy left. Whoops. Yeah, it was here. AP up. That's useful. Maybe I shouldn't have recorded this without eating breakfast, maybe. That would have been helpful. Okay, so it was that singular orb that was left. I have... Oh, second Gale. I believe you need about 5? No. At least, you need at least... Yeah, it's enough that makes the grind annoying, let's just say. Because it's just not being cooperative. I like how much of the horn is just like shearing off as we do this. Whoa. Trap me into like the against the wall right there. Yeah. Okay. So this area is kind of interesting. There are several items that you can miss here. And all of those items are important in one way, shape, or form. But yeah, it's like you physically can just drop all the way to the bottom. Like I did there. But there are some problems with doing that. Which I am now immediately regretting because now I have to go all the way back up. Because it means that, like, you need to explore this area right here because there's so many items. Like that. Oh gosh, the shimmy. I completely forget that this is even in the game. Like every once in a while where it's just like, oh, hey. Drill G. I believe that is an impact gummy. Those don't really become a big thing. At least people don't ever really... Ooh, another Ultima. They're not really that useful, even in, like, 3, but they become very prominent because they become, like, decorational pieces in 3 that just happen to do impact damage. What was the point? Okay, I'm now confused. I have to go up. I have to go up a layer to figure out what that is. Oh, okay, so the slide starts there. Again, like, I am not too versed in this final area. I've only really been in this final area, like, once or twice in my entire time playing this game. I have not actually finished the game enough times. So, like, seeing that just, like, confused me. So let's float on over. Oh, well, this is interesting. There it is. Meteor Strike. This is Donald's endgame item. As you can tell, slightly better than the Wizard's Relic, but it doesn't give him the 2 MP, making it a lot better than the Violetta, just because it doesn't have the -1. So I'm actually gonna equip this. To show it off. Yeah, that's the thing that I distinctly remember that you have to kind of search out for. Because, again, it's not like it's really hidden. It's just that it's kind of out of the way, and so you forget about it. Full Life G. I believe that is a cockpit that you could use with your gummy ship. I believe it fully heals you, but I could be wrong. Like most things. My gliding's too slow. I have to climb back up. What was that? Oh. They have a little, like, info box on that one to tell you, hey, maybe I can climb that. Here it is, the save point. One last look around. I think I've gotten everything. So, you may have noticed it. But if you look really carefully at the sign for End of the World, you could probably figure out what this world is based on. Besides having basically a gauntlet of previous areas. Which is always really neat in games. So, hey, remember these enemies? They showed up here. But yeah, like I mentioned, this is basically a gauntlet. It's... collecting some more of that. Okay, should be it. And I get my reward. Spirit Gem. You should get every single reward at the end of these. So if you're wondering why frost enemies are showing up here, even though this world isn't really aligned to ice, it's because for some reason they didn't want to use water or any sort of like nature stuff. So most things that are associated with water instead have the ice attribute, which is weird. Even like in 3, when they actually did bring water back as an element. You know, I say back as in they brought it in from regular Final Fantasy. They have this weird thing where it still acts like ice, but it's not. But it just doesn't have the same like attack as ice. It's always nice to get more power crystals. We'll never know when those will be handy. There's the chest. I always forget where the chests are in some of these worlds. They're actually slightly hidden. Frost gem. Oh yeah, the Hades Cup. We're gonna be doing this later, but it's really funny that they kind of like show off what it is here in case you haven't seen it. Because I think they kind of expected you to just go on and do everything in the game before heading into the last world. Yeah, as you can see, they try to diversify the enemies, so you're not fighting the same enemies in like 2 areas. I was trying to slide. I think I actually have slide removed. By the way, I love how it doesn't matter which game it is. When Arrow is the most broken spell in the game. Like, as of recording this, they only recently found out that that the final that one of the stages of the final boss of Kingdom Hearts 3 is weak to wind. Because you just summon it, and then they all get trapped inside the whirlpool that you summon. Okay, it's not the next one, it's the one after it. Yeah, so they try to include the enemies that are directly from that world. And, and if there isn't ones that are directly from that world, they will attempt to find a good spot for them, as it were. That's where the chest is? Really? Oh. For some reason I didn't think I had high jump. Yeah, Blaze Gem. Something here I might as well explore. A little bit. Because this is one of the more open areas, because for some reason, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to make this all a one. To make this one straight path multiple rooms in the actual game, so there's a lot of twists and turns in it. Yeah, it looks like that all the enemies are defeated. Should be the next one, right? No. Huh. There it is. There was another one here. Should be the Thunder Gem. Oh, an AP up. Speaking of which, I need the other AP up. How nice of you to give me Bright Gems, game. I was kind of hoping that one of these gargoyles would drop a Lucid Gem, but it doesn't look like they're going to, yeah. Oh, thanks. Just what I needed. Please be the one after this. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is the most important room out of all of this. And you could be asking why... Why is the Neverland area so important? Well, not only being the bigger area, all of these doors going in and out, this chest right here is missable. Goofy's Mighty Shield. As you can see, it has a lot more attack, but it doesn't get the 1 MP increase that the other ones do. But I'll just equip it to show those both off. I guess it's not really missable. Okay. And the last world is 100 Acre Woods with a single chest, including a Mega Elixir. But this is your save point for the boss. Okay. This was a longer episode because I basically went through both the beginning part and the end part of the world all in one episode. So, see you in the next one. Bye.